Hello, welcome along to video 31 in our series on how to use the RadioBOSS automation software. My name is James. In this video, we're going to look at how to broadcast live on the internet using RadioBOSS. We'll look at such questions as, well, why broadcast on the internet in the first place? We'll look at how internet broadcasting works. We'll look at how to contract a broadcast server. We'll need to set up the RadioBOSS encoder. And then we'll ask the question, how do my listeners tune in to my program? So first of all, well, why broadcast on the internet? If you have no broadcasting license, then you can quite legally and freely broadcast your audio on the internet. It can be local, or you can have listeners on the other side of the world. It's certainly cheaper than having your own radio station. You don't have to buy a broadcast license, and you don't have to buy a transmitter or an antenna either. And people will listen in on mobile phones, computers, tablets, iPads, or even Androids. So how does internet broadcasting work? Let's have a look at this diagram here. First of all, you've got RadioBOSS, which is playing your audio, your programs, your music, your station IDs, and everything else. But did you know that inside the RadioBOSS program, there is actually a broadcast encoder? Now, what that does is it takes your audio and makes it ready for the internet. It sends it through the internet to your broadcaster. By broadcaster, I mean people like Shout Sheep or Icecast or even Wandering Sheep Radio. More on that very shortly. But then your listeners heard about your radio station. They want to listen in. So using whatever device they have, a computer or a mobile phone, for example, with a computer, they will log on to a web page and click the player button. Otherwise, if they have an iPad or Android or maybe an iPhone, what they will do is they will get the app on their phone that will, in actual fact, contact the broadcaster and say, please send me the audio from the radio station. So how do you contract a broadcast server? Well, what you do is you go online and you buy a service. Shout Sheep is one that we found today, and they will provide you 50 listeners. That's so 50 people can listen into your station at any one time, and that costs around $8 American per month. Now, if you are an HCJB partner station or on application, Wandering Sheep Radio will offer up to 30 listeners free at any one time. Now, here's what a broadcast server will give you when you sign up. 4 very important pieces of information so that you can connect with them. And that is IP address, the port number, the mount point, and the password. Remember those 4 words: IP address, port number, mount point, and password. I'll show you how to input that into RadioBOSS very shortly. So then how do people listen? Well, they visit your web page and click on the player button, or they download the app and push the button to hear your station that way. Okay, let's now go to RadioBOSS and set up the RadioBOSS encoder. Come with me. And of course, we're going to go to the yellow cogwheel, which is, of course, Settings. And we go down to Broadcast. Over on the right-hand side, there's a big white box here. Click the plus button, and the encoder box will appear. go to the configuration wizard on the right hand side, of course the lightning bolt. We've got to choose our server type, and today we will choose IceCast, and next. This is where we now input the information that your broadcaster will give you. I happen to have some information here. So for the server address IP, it is 10.1.1.7. The port is 8001. So I change that. Username, that is not needed. Password. What's the password? I'm not going to tell you. Go get your own. And for the mount, it is demo. Of course, for you, it will be different. Make sure that you put a slash at the beginning of mount. So in this case, it is /demo. All right, that's all finished. Click the Finish button and OK. Now, here it is here. So now I need to tick the box and tick Broadcasting Enabled and OK. So remember, tick both of these boxes. If you look down here, it says we are now connected to server. That's a good sign. And let's get some music playing. Right, let's see if I can listen to my station. So now, with my mobile phone, I will now make a request and say, I want to listen to that station, please send it to me. And I just have to wait for it to buffer. We are now broadcasting on the internet. They can hear my station next door in Russia, in China, and maybe even in North Korea. Who knows? Just a little thing to watch. Up here at the top, you will see this globe here. This is broadcasting on and broadcasting off. If you are going to broadcast your program on the internet, all the best. Enjoy, and I hope that your listeners enjoy your program as well. And I'll catch you again in another video on the RadioBOSS training video series. Spot you there.